the king of the abyss that appears in the book of Revelation of the New Testament. He controls locusts and plagues and leads the seventh order of demons who are set to appear at the sounding of the fifth trumpet on Judgment Day, when it is said that will bring hordes of locusts to make the people suffer. His name in Hebrew means destroyer or endless pit. It is thought that his origins lie in deification of the natural disasters caused by locust swarms.
Hello Internet, I'm HamsterBomb.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Demonica, your Shin Megami Tensei Demon Compendium, where we look at the real-life lore that influenced the designs behind your favorite demons. The moon is a half-moon and waning at the moment. Kim, what religious, mythological, historical, fictional, cryptozoological character or concept will we be summoning tonight?
Abaddon.
Abaddon?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Abaddon.
That's what I found through my research. Pronounce it however you want to.
Yeah, we found that this one didn't have a guaranteed, surefire way to say it. And I just personally always said Abaddon because it sounds cool. It's got a bad in there.
A lot of people agreed with that because people were saying, well, it should sound like Aladdin, so Abaddon. I don't know where that connection is, but okay.
But if you look up a lot of people doing pronunciations online, they will say Abaddon, and that's totally fine. I think it was like different, as Kim will discuss later in her segment, as she has told me. This guy has been all over the frickin' planet, so I'm sure that different ethnicities are pronouncing this in different ways, so...
Over in the Middle East.
Sure, but we're going to be saying Abaddon because that's just the way we've been saying this demon's name, and apparently that's one of the okay ways to say it. Housekeeping! Welcome, everyone! This is Season 2's first episode, if you were not aware. We have lots of things to share with you about Season 2. First of all, Season 2, if it seems like it's going to be a demon that we want to have a good amount of research for, it is going to take an extra week, just like it took us for this episode for Abaddon, so we are going to have a week off, and then come back, and I assume our next week one is also going to be big as well. So whenever we have relatively decent-sized episodes, and they're not small ones, then we are going to be taking breaks in between. And for Season 2, I would like to let you all know how we're going to be doing this. Kim, I've been talking too much. What do you think about how Season 2 is going to roll? Because all they know is last season, we used the alphabet, picked the demon of that letter, and we moved on to the next letter. 26 episodes.
We're still kind of just using the alphabet, but in a different way.
That is true.
Because we're using the region or mythology or folklore they come from.
Yeah, the cryptozoological, mythological, religious, historical, fictional, all that stuff that I say in the beginning of the episode.
So, not only does Abaddon start with A...
That is sheerly a coincidence, my friends. We are going to be going through different regions and source materials. Let's just say that. Sources where a demon can come from, and we together made a list of 26 of them, and that wasn't enough. We decided to make 2 sets of 26. So Season 2 and Season 3 are us going through all different places around the world and citing every single thing that we could think of and having a demon associated with that place or mythology or what have you. And then as we go through all 26 of this season, it is basically halfway through our ginormous list, and Season 3 will be the remainder of the list.
I do want to say we are going off of the Mega 10 wiki about what this demon is part of.
Yes, and
we might find out that's wrong during the episode.
True. We also tried to check on the wikis, not just the Mega 10 wiki, but that one was a good help for this because it was citing its demons based on their regions, and you can see where it says they were from. It also lists them in an order. So typically when we were looking for something, even if we really wanted to cover a certain demon, if it was only listed like 3rd on the list of different places where it was from, and number 1 was something else, we wanted to put it at the number 1. So we made a list of pretty much all of these that we could, and we came up with a couple others, and I think we actually cut one of them just to make sure we could nicely hit that 26 and 26.
Well, we felt like we were missing some regions.
Yes, there were a couple regions that felt like we were double dipping in the same thing, and there were some regions that are just not listed on the Mega 10 wiki.
Kind of like Abaddon we're talking about tonight as Abrahamic, instead of Judaism and Hebrew and
you could even say, yeah, just Catholic, Christian. There's a lot of directions you can take that because this guy's old.
Unfortunately, that kind of goes for most of the Abrahamic demons, I feel like.
Right.
They get so mixed up. But this one specifically we're counting as that.
Yeah, so it was really hard for us in this. We put a lot of thought in this to try to find a demon that was specifically from that. And the thing is, Abrahamic, as I will go through explaining how we do season 2, is like a giant Venn diagram, and Abrahamic is the huge circle, and there's a lot of little things inside of it. We will cover the little things too, but we tried to find a blanket demon that was good for this.
And he starts with the letter A.
Sheer coincidence. But now, we will be alphabetizing the places and source materials from around the world. So that we have alphabetized, so Abrahamic is our A, B. So that one is coming first. After this, just to give you an idea of the places we will go and the things we will talk about for Season 2, because you have no frame of reference for this, considering the alphabet is something that you, I assume, know, and the places we're going is a mystery to you. This is just to tease you of where we're going in Season 2. We are starting with Abrahamic, followed by African, American, Arabian, the Ars Goetia, Arthurian legend, Australian, Aztec, Babylonian, Balinese, Buddhist, Canaanite, Celtic, Chinese, Egyptian, English, European, which is different, fictitious, Filipino, French, Greco-Roman, Haitian, Hindu, historical, Incan, and Inuit. Some of these have lots of big demons that we can cover, and then some of them have, 2.
I feel like these first, 3 episodes are going to be huge.
Oh yeah, they are going to be gargantuan. But there are some of them in here that we are almost certainly going to have demon recommendations for, but when we were doing our alphabetical list, what was really bothering us was, hey, we're doing Irish a lot, or we're doing,
so many times.
Yeah, we're doing this certain place a lot, and we're not hitting up other places that we really want to showcase, but, it's the alphabet, and we're trying to use our rules.
We only covered Abrahamic twice. Kind of shocking.
Right, which is going to show up a lot.
With all of the angels that we have, it's kind of shocking. Yeah. This is technically our St. Patrick's Day episode.
Oh, hoity-toity, top of the morning to you, laddies.
But we're not talking about an Irish demon. No, we aren't, but he is green. So, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Oh, the luck of the Irish. All over this man. He's got a big mouth for downing all sorts of gallons of all the beer.
I was trying to tie it into St. Patty's Day somehow. And we are not having a recommendation either.
This is going to be big.
This is going to be a big episode. Otherwise, I feel like the Leprechaun should get more usage than he does in the SMT universe.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Leprechaun has appeared as a demon, but barely appeared as a demon.
But he's also a fae. Do we need to keep talking about Ireland?
Ireland's so interesting.
I know. And other exciting news, today we went to a cryptid convention.
Yay! And it was actually all about the Frogman, who we covered in a previous recommendation episode in Demonica. So anyone who was interested in information about the Frogman, I am ready as the scientific one of the two of us who really wants the hard evidence. I can now absolutely confirm 100% I will no longer argue the existence of frogs.
Frogs 100% exist.
No, frogs are definitely real.
It was the Loveland Frogman Festival for any of you who might be nearby who want to go. It was packed and crowded, and I'm tired and I'm sweaty.
When she says packed, crowded, tired, and sweaty, she means it was shoulder to shoulder slammed.
There was a line to get inside, but
the line was longer than the convention center's entire floor.
It was fabulous because I just got to see cryptids and demons and monsters everywhere. A lot of SMT demons, like Mothman everywhere, Jersey
and good
Devil.
Recommendations for demons that don't exist.
Recommendations. I saw Ashwangs there. I saw Manananggal there.
Yes.
Shocking. I was really shocked to see that.
She almost bought a book about Filipino lore.
I did. It was a very nice book. I have a picture of it. We saw Wendigos.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. We bought all sorts of fun things too. We've got a lovely screen print map of Ohio with all sorts of cryptids all over it. It's very well done.
Very exciting. And the reason why the convention center was so small is because they wanted to keep it in Loveland. And if you know anything about Loveland, it's kind of farmlandish out there.
There ain't nothing in those parts.
Forests and farmlands.
And apparently a wizard frog.
Yeah, wizard frog. He lives in the river. He was spotted recently by people playing Pokemon Go. We've talked about this.
Yes, I forgot we did.
But that was all a lot of fun. I do recommend it. I just wish they had the event more than one day.
Yeah, because it might not have been so slammed, and it was a very rainy day today, too, so that didn't make it any better. Hopefully, later in the year, if we are able to go, we can give you information on the Mothman Festival, too.
I would really like to go, but I think I have to book hotels out like 3 months in advance.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Big festival, and at least it's outdoors, so we're not going to be like cramped inside.
As long as we don't get a rainy day like today.
Well, it's 3 days long, at least.
Alrighty, whew, now with all of that out of the way, what do we first think of when we hear the name Abaddon?
Ew.
Ew, why ew?
I don't know, I just see him and I go, ew.
Oh, why? Oh, you're talking about his SMT design.
His SMT design, he's goopy.
Well, I will cover that, and it's okay, there are other designs.
And I don't like the way they animate his mouth. Makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, you're talking the original design, the green guy?
The green guy.
How his mouth and bottom jaw, they don't line up at all.
Yeah, no, they don't. They go like, wah, wah. He's got like that cross.
She's moving her hands around.
Like you guys can see it, right?
Yeah.
He's got like that cross jaw.
Yeah, they're not locked together. His jaw is like completely unattached from the top of what would be his skull.
I don't think I personally ever really used him in the games, so I have like no personal connection to him.
I will sell you on Abaddon today.
Okay, but he's
Abaddon's
gross.
quite good.
He's gross.
He is gross, but my goodness is he good. Wow, yours was so much less effort put into it. I wrote, I think of Abaddon as an all-swallowing void or abyss, and that is all I know from the Book of Revelation, possibly the wackiest book in the Bible. In fact, I think
insane.
It is so absolutely bonkers, balls to the wall, nuts and balls together, all smashed and gooped, and that's exactly how you get Abaddon. It is so bonkers. I actually wrote essays on Book of Revelation in college whenever I had the opportunity because it is so insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. Like, I knew a little bit about it because I don't know if you know the famous artwork of like the doors. It's in some church, and they painted like the Last Judgment across it.
Well, anyway, we both went to art college, and neither of us can seem to find this painting that we're talking about, so I guess it only exists in our minds.
There's, like, lambs being slaughtered. There's pictures of angels in it that are depicted as animals with eyeballs.
Yeah, the biblically accurate angels, which are terrifying.
I thought it was called Last Judgment, but apparently not.
That's a different painting we found, so anyway.
By Michelangelo.
So yes, Book of Revelation is an insane book. The prophecies in it are absolutely, like, out of your mind. This guy was clearly on drugs and some potent stuff back in the day to write something so insane.
It's like so morbid.
Yeah, it's morbid. It's gross. It's also like very apocalyptical. It's like
the thing we have to get through to be in like Christ's light in heaven or something like that, right?
Yeah, but it's just insane.
It is insanity.
It is complete insanity. Like you try to read it and you're making sense of it, and you're like, it will describe creatures and stuff as they just appear, and they've got like an insane amount of heads and wings, and the things that it's trying to convey to you do not make any sense, and you're just trying to say, oh, like this is a character now, and you move on, and then it just forgets about that thing and moves on to another thing. It is a psychological trip, the whole thing, beginning to end. And Abaddon comes from it.
No.
Well, that's all I knew. That's all I was aware.
That's because that is the canonical church version of
right.
it.
So that's what I was taught. How about that? So anyway, that's all I know of Abaddon. That and a goopy green man.
It's so gross.
So let's first talk about Abaddon as he appears in Shin Megami Tensei. At least we finally got one that's a definitive he that I knew of before we started.
Definitive he.
Yeah, if you lifted up that creepy goon man, there'd be a penis down there.
Very goopy one. Might not be identifiable.
Yeah, I don't know how Abaddon, the species, would reproduce, but he's an angel, correct? He was an angel.
So it's not a species. It's a single thing.
So it is a single angel.
Yes.
Well, I shouldn't be asking you too many questions. We'll get to your segment later. Anyway, Abaddon first appeared in the original Shin Megami Tensei and has been a staple demon ever since, appearing in almost every game since, spin-offs included. However, its form can greatly change, as we will soon see. He is generally a late mid-game demon, so considerably powerful, but not the strongest there is by any means. Kim, I know between our research time, was already saying this guy should be top tier, end of the game, maybe stronger than Lucifer and Satan.
Absolutely.
That sounds wacky
He
to
is
me.
supposed to be like the angel to cast down Satan.
Oh my, no chance in hell in the game could that
I
ever
know.
happen. Satan is a super
It's
boss
okay.
if you ever face him.
He's in league with Lucifer, so I mean,
Lucifer is so much stronger. Lucifer is not as powerful as Satan, but still, like, it's not even close. Like,
well, Lucifer is also like the chaos, right? And Satan's law.
true.
From my understanding. So they're like on opposite ends of that spectrum.
They are. But yeah, Abaddon is just this sludgy thing. Not
Abaddon?
always, but most popularly, we will get to his design in a moment. He is most commonly seen as this sludgy green guy.
Sludgy goopy thing. I do want to, because I want to see if I can get this correct before we get to this segment. Can something be chaos neutral?
Okay, so hold on. There's two different
sliders. I don't really know how it works.
Like in Dungeons and Dragons, there is light to dark, and there is in SMT law to chaos. Okay, so you have your law to chaos, and they also do the light and dark. So basically, you have 9 options of what you can be. You can be neutral,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Or you could be light chaos. You could be dark chaos.
Okay. Dark chaos.
You think this guy's dark chaos?
I think this guy is dark chaos.
All right, Kim's predicting it. We'll see what he is.
I just want to throw in my 2 cents because I don't typically know these things about these SMT demons because I played Persona
and
which
Persona
doesn't really use that. Yeah.
No. Persona was much more in league with what the Arcana was, which is kind of like the race. The race of the demon kind of turned into Arcana, which was like tarot cards, So it was just trying to say like, oh, this person that you're affiliated with is tied to the moon. So, you want this demon that is tied with the moon before you hang out with them because it'll increase your what have you. I don't even remember anymore.
Yes, absolutely. But because
your
of
social
that,
link points. That was it.
So, but because of that, I feel like knowing the backgrounds and everything to these demons, I almost want to guess it before you tell me, see if I can get it right or not.
You see, I don't want to throw you too many quiz questions, but yeah, I will stop. If there's something that I feel like you might know, I will stop you and just say, hey, what do you think? We'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, the first design for Abaddon is actually the most iconic. Man, I'm sorry, you gotta say Abaddon. Abaddon.
I'm not saying
Abaddon. That's so boring. Come
Abaddon.
on,
I'm gonna say Abaddon.
I have an absolute. I'm sorry if you've been saying Abaddon this whole time. I have.
You're still correct.
Yeah, you're still right. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying Abaddon sounds cooler.
We're just saying you could be more correct.
You could be cool. Anyway, the first design is still the most iconic, as it is still commonly used today. Abaddon looks like a massive green blobby face with a huge mouth agape full of appropriately sized human teeth.
Appropriately sized?
Yeah. Each one would be like the size of a door, but at least they're sort of squared off. They're not fangs or anything.
It's just funny that that's the thing you decided to point out about that.
It's got giant teeth, but it's hard to describe, to the mouth, the teeth are the right size, but everything else about its body is disproportionately wrong. I should be clear that Abaddon is mostly a giant open mouth, and the rest of it kind of feels secondary. All that awaits you inside Abaddon's maw is a huge tongue and uvula. The rest of the head and body really is just the goopy dark green slime that forms around the mouth. Its eyes are differently sized yellow balls, and all that counts as a body is the pair of arms that emerge from the disproportionately larger lower jaw, which, as we mentioned before, is unhinged from the top jaw. When animated in 3D, Abaddon never actually closes its mouth, and instead, at best, can be seen to clench its teeth when struck with an attack. It moves by clawing its way around slowly with its 2 short slimy arms like a zombie. Though this is the more popular design used today, we've actually got several interesting alternatives to uncover. In SMT3, Abaddon got a new design for its early 3D iteration of the demon. Now Abaddon is a more anatomically correct, bald human head clipping into the ground just above the brow line. There are 2 white flapping wings that appear at the top of the skull, and until attacked or attacking, that is all you will see. When in motion, Abaddon is revealed to have an exaggerated human maw with an elongated tongue. Its features are very chiseled, and its eyes are yellow, and its ears are shaped like ribbed wings or something like that on the sides of its head. Its eyes are also rolling back in its head. It's oof. You don't see this stuff until it actually comes out of the ground, because like I said, it literally is clipping through the ground.
So gross. All of it is gross. I do not like this design.
Oh, really? It's
I just
startling. It's scary.
I just think Abaddon's gross.
Yeah, Abaddon is gross. Do either of those fit Abaddon? Do you like one of them lore-wise more?
I guess the one with the angel wings?
On his head?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
That one. The way it emerges from below the ground is unsettling and surprising, no matter how many times I see it. So I guess that is, you gotta give it points for that. Especially when you get countered by it, and it suddenly strikes back against you. Because, yes, it will counterattack you.
That's gross.
These are the two most famous designs, but how about that weird stuff? In most games, Abaddon looks like a minor variation of the green goop face guy, but there are some odd cases. In Majin Tensei, Abaddon also has two small back legs, just like his front arms, making him look like a grotesque frog abomination.
That makes him better.
He is cuter, but at the same time, that doesn't look like Abaddon to me.
I feel like he shouldn't have teeth. Maybe it's the teeth that bother me.
Really? See, I feel like the big green one is still crawling out of the ground, and it's endless below the earth. So that, to me, either way makes it an abyss.
But also, one of my biggest things about his design, I wish his mouth was more abyss-like and less...
swirling vortex.
Yeah, and less mouthy-like, you know?
Yeah.
That's a weird complaint to have, but that's the complaint I have.
No, I see it. There are abyss demons like Taham, one of the final bosses in Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, who is very modern Atlas looking, very, very cool. I don't know if you've seen the look of Taham, Kim, but hopefully we'll eventually get to cover Taham in another abyssy episode, but that one totally looks like a black hole demon.
Mm-hmm.
In GMTTR, Gaiten Megami Tensei Tokyo Revelation, Abaddon's sprite actually looks really different. Now we have a silver-armored humanoid crocodile wearing a ratty red cape and dual-wielding curved swords.
I am also trying to look at these images as you're talking about them, and I'm like, I think that's a crocodile.
It's a crocodile. I swear there was an old Yu-Gi-Oh card that has the same kind of spiky knight crocodile man with swords. Yeah, I know
what you're talking about. It's like Lizard Warrior or something.
It just seems like the kind of ridiculous design you would expect from Yu-Gi-Oh, but I swear I remember this as a card.
This is a very Yu-Gi-Oh looking design. It's the jagged armor. That's very Yu-Gi-Oh to me.
So fun fact, Abaddon looks super weird in this game because this design actually was not intended for him at all, but for a cut demon from the Ars Goetia, Celios.
Why do you do this?
I don't know. They're just all right, never mind, we gotta cut Celios, so just throw somebody else in there. Just change the name.
We've already made this sprite. I don't want to make another new sprite.
And the thing is, this wasn't a minor character. This character gets used in the story.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
So this is really weird. Next up in Rond, everybody's favorite Japanese exclusive Sega Saturn game.
It looks like Sega Saturn.
Yeah. Abaddon now looks like an ordinary guy wearing a long coat with a backwards purple baseball cap. What makes him abnormal are the large angel wings behind him, which are further covered by an outer pair of flat locust wings. They could also just be sheets of aluminum foil, but the locust motif feels more appropriate. Rond models are so low poly, it's kind of hard to discern what I'm even looking at.
Yeah, good question, but now that I zoom in, it's not a baseball cap. I think that was the description I gave you earlier this week.
I showed it to you and I said, Kim, describe what this guy's wearing on his head. And she's like, oh, he's totally wearing a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, I actually like this design more because it seems more angelic. And I think that's why I like it.
It seems like a fallen angel, but it's hard to tell because this is
What's this thing? This weapon? Do you have a description for that?
He may have a curved sword. I didn't even see it. See,
okay.
It's really hard to identify what you're looking at with the Rond. I could call them sprites, but they're models.
Sure.
Finally, we can't forget about Demi-Kids. This time, Abaddon looks like a red-cloaked anime samurai. He wears purple gloves and some sort of mask with yellow slits for the eyes. There's also a red crest on his head, kind of shaped like fire. That's really all there is to say about it. I hope Kim has some idea why Chibi Abaddon equated to a ninja.
I don't know why, but he's definitely a ninja. I don't know what this thing is on his head. It looks like a frill or something. Why is he purple? Is he supposed to be purple?
I have no idea.
This is my St. Patty's Day episode. I can't have a purple demon in here.
That's why I asked you what was the more lore-accurate Abaddon before we got to the crocodile man and the ninja.
Well, I'm actually going with the Rond one so far.
The Rond one, just the Rond one leaves a lot up to the imagination, so you can assume it's a fallen angel.
Why is his hair purple? What's with the purple?
If that's his hair, I don't know. I'd like to think it's a baseball cap. Yeah, he fell from heaven because God didn't approve of his fashion sense.
His swag.
Moving on, Abaddon is chaos aligned, and it has been known to shift from dark chaos to neutral chaos. It moves around, but yes, you are correct. It is definitely chaos aligned. And usually a member of the Tyrant race, making him impossible to recruit or be reasoned with in pretty much most of the games. And these are the ones that have this sort of limitation, like in SMT3, where you just can't even talk to some demons.
That just doesn't make any sense to me, because it's not like he's just like lost. He's not suddenly become brain damaged after becoming like a fallen angel, you know?
No, but in SMT, think of how he looks. He looks
gross.
Probably one of the most sentient demons there is. It looks extremely humanoid in the head. But the fact that it's more of like, it is smart enough to refuse you.
Okay.
That's what it is. And it's above you. Tyrants are very late game. Loki is a tyrant.
Okay. I can go with that. But definitely chaos.
Definitely chaos.
Did we go with dark or light yet? Where are we on that?
Oh, it's not light. It is either neutral or dark.
Yeah.
It appears in both,
I can
but it's
definitely
always
see neutral as well.
Yeah, just not caring.
Yeah. It's just malicious to everybody.
It, in the story that I'm going to get to, has been known to aid law, but it does very, very destructive and chaotic things. So...
Well, that's funny, because all the stories I read, it aids chaos.
Well, it had a very, very good reason for aiding the law, and we'll get into it.
Okay.
We said it. It's a he.
It's a he. It is a he.
We even saw Abaddon's pronouns listed at the top of his LinkedIn. Yeah. Anyway.
And some chestnuts.
Though his stats change based on the game, you can expect Abaddon to have very high strength, vitality, or both. There's not much consistency with weakness and resistances, though. Most recently, you can beat Abaddon with electric spells, but that's when it even has a weakness. Abaddon has a lot of resistances, blocks, and even drains that range from all sorts of elements all across the series. In Persona 5, this big guy drains all forms of physical damage, including gunfire. And upon leveling up to 79, he will learn the innate skill Drain Fizz to pass down to future demons. Or, personas. Sorry.
I still called him demons when I was playing Persona, so...
That's because you were enlightened. The craziest thing I found was in his boss fight in Shin Megami Tensei 2, Abaddon resists gun and drains everything else, including Almighty.
I think it just eats everything.
I have never once seen anything do more than resist Almighty, and even that felt blasphemous.
You know,
to drain Almighty... Abaddon must be the most powerful demon in the entire series to have an ability like that.
I just, I'm thinking, now if I think about it more in lines of this is the Kirby demon, I like it more.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely what it is. And it even tells you in this boss fight, because I have played Shin Megami Tensei 2, and you all should, because it's a wonderful game. It's very hard to play.
Yeah, because that's so easy to get a hold of.
It's extremely hard to play, and it's actually really hard to patch, too. There's not a lot of great patches out there for it. Some of them are
maybe don't promote SMT2.
Maybe not, but it's so good. But anyway, Abaddon actually tells you can't defeat him. He can absorb all forms of magic. And that's why it wouldn't make sense if you hit him then with a Megadolone, and it suddenly took damage. So it needs to...
Okay.
Yeah, you are literally... We'll get to the story. You are inside fighting his heart. That's the only way you can even try to defeat him at this point. And it's just absorbing everything you throw at it, and it's making it stronger. So you pretty much have to fight it with your swords. Anyway, what is more consistent is his moveset. Abaddon usually knows powerful hit-all physical attacks like Megaton Press or Hades Blast. He might even naturally hit all with his basic attack based on the game you're playing, like Yamato no Orochi. That's crazy. I guess he's so big, just his hit all hits everyone.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense with Yamato no Orochi because, there's eight heads.
There's 8 heads, yeah. And you're usually not getting into a counter with more than 8 demons at once. In SMT 1 and 2, I don't think you can get up to 9, but it might be possible.
That's a lot.
I think 8 is as many as... Yeah, it's a lot. You can get overwhelmed quick in that game. And you get waves of demons, too, so it's gross. Anyway, his health is crazy high, with great life spring. And most memorable, he usually has the skill Retaliate, a high chance to counter a physical attack. Retaliate is usually how you end up seeing the creepy face clipping below the ground in SMT3, and that's how you die.
Great.
I vividly remember Abaddon being in the dreaded Cursed Corridor in SMT3, where you desperately try to make it to the middle of a damaging area spiraling inward, but it's the encounters of high-level enemies way over your level that are going to finish you off, especially Abaddon and his cruel retaliate, killing you on your own turn.
That just sounds awful. Just sounds like the demon to end all demons. So is he more like, in RPG standards, more of the tank for the team, or
he's a tank that hits back?
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, he can take the hit and then he's gonna hit you harder.
Yeah, like that seems like all well-rounded situation.
The way I made it through Cursed Corridor is with smoke balls. Because you get in there. I ran in hard mode too, because I'm in hard mode, and the only way to run in hard mode is with a smoke ball. And I already know, even if I was able to run, these guys are way over my level. I'm not getting away. And if I try and hit Abaddon, he's gonna kill me because he can retaliate, and I'm gonna die. But speaking of 3, if you can somehow get one on your party through fusion or sheer dumb luck, it happens, you can level up Abaddon until he learns all of his moves and transforms into Asiel, a similarly looking demon who also tends to be associated with Abaddon and Satan.
You got me. I don't know.
Kim doesn't know who this is, so I guess we'll have to save that for an LCL episode.
I probably should have dug into that, but I was going down so many different rabbit holes, I could not keep track of them all.
Yeah, Kim was already saying this is going to be a big episode on her end, and I already knew it was a big one on mine as well. But the thing is, I was really curious about LCL because you've seen his design in 3.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the same as Abaddon. Like, they use the same animations, but they changed the model up where it's a darker complexion, scarier looking eyes.
Like a crown or
and
a
very spiky, regal crown and thick fangs that come out of his mouth instead of the regular teeth. It is scary, and he's a boss fight in SMT3.
I feel like it's going to be in a future, like, housekeeping where I'm going to have to be like, oh no, he definitely is, or something like that.
Is actually Abaddon by another name.
If I find that out.
Right, I tried to warn her in advance, like, look out for the name Asiel if it shows up.
I didn't see it anywhere, and I was looking for that name too. But I didn't specifically, like, look up that name.
Right.
So...
even when I did do a little bit of research on Asiel, I did see that apparently Atlas might have been referencing the spelling used in a book that, you're putting me on the spot here, was not a great interpretation of the actual source material, and it was basically spelled wrong. So you might have been looking for the wrong demon name and never found it because of that. Let's move on to the story. Abaddon gets integrated into the story in the strangest of ways when it happens, but my absolute favorite was back in SMT2, the game we've all played, right?
I'm talking about that game.
I love that game. During the main story, the Messiah overlords ruling Tokyo Millennium are so desperate from keeping Aleph, the protagonist, from learning the truth about his origin that they order Abaddon to swallow the entire district of Valhalla where the man who engineered Aleph was hiding. You find out
Valhalla's
you're
a district?
It's a district. It's the name of a district. So, in the end of SMT1, after, like, your 3rd or 4th apocalypse, all that is left of the planet...
SMT, okay.
SMT1 is so amazing. But after the end of that, imagine the game starts where there is basically this enormous cathedral, and the cathedral is on, like, an island because the rest of the planet has been flooded in a great flood. Okay, so this island is the only amount of survivors left, and it has been cordoned off into people who are favoring chaos, the Gaians, and the other end, the Messians, who are favoring law. And the Messians basically take over the whole place. And later in SMT2, they start cordoning off the area into districts. The people of the Gaians move below ground and try to retake Tokyo, whereas the Messians who live above are crafting their own false messiah, and that ends up being your protagonist. But they don't want him to know this, so they have Abaddon swallow Valhalla.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Why deal with your problems when you can just eat them?
This is a big moment in the story that mirrors what Shinra will do in the later Midgar years in Final Fantasy VII, destroying an entire huge fraction of the city in order to kill a single freaking person. And in both games, this fails. The Archangel Michael gave Abaddon the empty promise of reinstating his angelic status if he were to swallow Valhalla. This, of course, doesn't happen. So Abaddon swallows Valhalla, hoping to become an angel again, and Michael was lying to him, as angels do.
Yeah.
This, of course, doesn't happen because the least trustworthy characters in SMT are always the angels. Whenever Aleph and his party attempt to return to Valhalla on foot, it is instead completely gone. The doorways to Valhalla open and are instead replaced with entrances to the void. Absolutely nothing is there.
So, like, he digested Valhalla. Like,
He
this
didn't
is gone.
He didn't just digest it. Space-time doesn't exist there.
So, like, I'm just wondering, I'm like, he's not physically sitting there where it was eaten. He
No.
has swallowed it and moved on with his life.
And somehow he also ate the space.
And the space and
Yes.
the time. It's
And
gone.
it's all gone.
Is gone. Because I just imagine when you say, he swallowed it, and you're walking up to this Valhalla place, and it's just a giant green globby mountain.
No. It's not like you open the door and like this green sludge comes out of the door.
Yeah.
No, like it is completely missing from existence. It is deleted.
SMT, you're ridiculous. Do
I
you know
love
that?
it so much.
So I just want to make sure that this is straight for our viewers. SMT is a direct sequel to SMT 1. 2 is...
Two
direct.
is, yes, this is a rare sequel that is actually a sequel.
Okay. I just wanted
That's
to get
why
that
I tried to
correct.
give you a little context of SMT1, because the cathedral at the end of SMT1 is going to become Tokyo Millennium, which is where the story takes place in SMT2.
Because I don't think SMT 3 is a sequel to 2.
No, 3 is in its own pocket
It's
of the
like in
universe.
its separate thing, which
Mhm.
might be
Which is what
to
4
5.
does.
And then 4 is...
5 is a sequel to the true demon ending of SMT3, but I don't think it's in the same universe, because in SMT3, you kill Yahweh.
Guys,
and
we looked at a map of these games and how they're related, and it makes no sense.
it made sense to me.
There was just a bunch, it was like a cobweb.
Oh yeah, the Persona dancing games are in there. You know, like somehow that's canon. Anyway, eventually, Aleph and Co. find their way inside Abaddon's stomach in a gross intestinal dungeon, because there's always an intestinal
it's
dungeon.
got like a humanoid digestion system. I just wanted a void.
Sure, but you had to find your way into Abaddon.
Okay, that sounds
so
so
it
gross.
like no, it left a void. It deleted the
I know, but I want
entirety
his
of it.
enters to be a void.
He still exists. He still has a body.
I know, well, I know, but I just want the inside to be void-like. And it's just like...
Kirby.
Yeah, like anything he eats, maybe it's getting teleported somewhere and we just don't know about it.
Sure. Anyway, so the goal of this dungeon is to find Valhalla, discover the truth about the game world, which I won't spoil just in case somebody finds a way to play it. I mean, I hope you can. But anyway,
I'm
you
going to
also-
say this. If someone finds a better version of it, I feel like you would take it.
I would play it again. Yes. I would play it on my channel. It's that good. So anyway, the goal is to defeat Abaddon by destroying his heart. It's all amazing. I love this. So you do actually find the guy in there, so that's why I said it was kind of pointless. And he gives you, effectively, the key to allow yourself to even deal damage to Abaddon's heart. And by destroying it,
Nobody's
you put
getting
Abaddon back.
digested after being eaten. They're all just
No,
chilling out inside of Abaddon.
Well, he's so big. It's, like Pinocchio. You get swallowed by the whale, but the whale is, like, gargantuan, so, like, a house can fit inside of him, and you're fine.
Which I think is absurd, by the way.
And there's enough gas in there, oxygen breathable gas, that everyone's okay. No pressure problems
You
or anything
swallowed
like
all
that.
of the oxygen with it, okay?
We still have power.
Are there trees in there? Maybe.
Moving on. In SMT 9, remember, not the 9th SMT game or anything, it's actually based on how many endings the game has. There's 9 endings.
Well, and then you spell out 9. It's not like the number 9.
Well, it does literally mean 9, though. Remember how we earlier just said there are 9 different alignments
Yeah.
based on law, chaos, light, and dark?
Yeah.
9 of them. So each one of those has an ending.
And then this morning you told me you needed to get all 10 endings to SMT5?
No, hold on. There were 4 in the original game, and there's 6 in the new one.
All 10!
Well, I'm only 2 away. I might as well finish it.
You have a problem.
My problem is there's no SMT6.
Very true.
Anyway, SMT9. Let's get back on track here. Abaddon appears in a CGI cutscene taking a chomp out of a building. Considering what he did in SMT2 to Valhalla, this is nothing. But it's cool to see in animated 3D. So most of the time we see Abaddon in the story, it's a side boss fight or something unsubstantial, just like how he appears in SMT5, where he's a roaming mini-boss in the Greek territory of Taito, allegedly devouring cities in its wake. But he actually just kind of wanders around, just drags himself left and right.
Well, I just imagine him being like this big doofus idiot taking a bite out of a building.
He kind of is in that green
He's
blobby
just like,
design.
oh, nom, nom, nom.
It's nearby that you meet a group of Kurama Tengu you who implore you to help them take down Abaddon and end his rampage. Abaddon is one of the largest roaming demons in the game and must be defeated to clear the quest. In GMTTR, Abaddon got involved with the absolutely disgusting death of the heroine, Yuka Tachibana. It's easily the most intense and shocking scene that has ever been shown in a graphic cutscene in any of the SMT games, and that would totally not fly today, and it is not appropriate, I feel like, even to talk about.
Okay, I don't honestly want to talk about this with the window open, in case you guys were wondering.
Don't worry, everyone at home, she's the Megami who's gonna get Tensei'd. It's gonna be okay. Kim, it is time for your quiz question.
Oh man, that was a long time for a quiz question.
This is your quiz question. How do Abaddon and his demonic frat buddies defile Yuka? A violent gang rape until she explodes.
I don't want this to be my quiz question.
B, dismemberment so she can be eaten alive. Or C, both.
C. We're going with C.
No, it is not both. Don't be disgusting.
They're all disgusting.
I put that in my script. I knew you'd say both. Granted, Abaddon and his Epstein pals totally did strip her first, so all the gross gore fetishists could fully enjoy this horrific scene. The correct answer is B. She is dismembered and eaten alive. It is truly so graphic that I wouldn't even recommend anybody actually look this up. Kim, I stopped you earlier from trying to even pull it up on your laptop from looking through his graphics. Don't.
Okay, I don't want to see that, so...
No, it's disgusting. It's honestly sickening how much detail is in things like ripping flesh and dismembered body parts. Fortunately, once again, it's okay, everybody. Her suffering means nothing because she's the Megami who's gonna get Tensei'd. Abaddon...
You think she doesn't remember that later?
I don't know, actually. She gets reincarnated as a goddess, which is Megami.
Yeah, but I don't
getting
know how
Tensei'd
much
is-
memory they have from previous existences.
I don't really know. I haven't gotten to play GMTTR. It's Japan exclusive, and I don't even think there's an English translation for it, and even if there is, I have seen what kind of scenes are in that game. I ain't gonna play it. I've got some standards. Anyway, Abaddon also appears in the Persona 4 anime, as well as a mini-boss in a few games I haven't actually played yet. The most interesting one I read about was in Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner 2, whew, that's a title, where Abaddon can swallow your party members mid-fight. I wish we'd see more lore-exclusive demon moves and boss fights kind of like that. But anyway, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will dive into the lore of Abaddon.
Oh, it's a doozy.
Alright, fess up, I've seen the analytics, and I know most of you listening haven't given a 5-star review and followed us, and if you do that, it would actually make us really happy. I swear. It's a really good thing for the show.
The 5-star can be negative, just as long as the 5 stars in there. You can write whatever you want
5
to.
stars. I hate
in
this
a
show!
comment. Go for it.
No, actually, don't do that, please.
Oh, I mean, that might start happening if we start attracting the Christians and the Catholics to this podcast.
We're not trying to make anybody upset.
What if we get petitioned?
SMT is about loving everything.
We do love everything. Fortunately, most of these things eat children, but...
Well, we love everything with a big asterisk at the end of it.
We're accepting all religions. Especially Abaddon.
Abaddon, yeah, you're wonderful. He eats everything.
No discrimination.
Yeah, exactly. We love all of our listeners just as much as Abaddon loves eating. Yeah, back to the show.
I wish I could give a...
she gave a thumbs
up to the microphone.
Up emoji. And we are back with more Demonica. Now it is time to ask the question. Kim, who or what is Abaddon?
This is going to get real complicated. At first, Abaddon was simply a term for the underworld. But it doesn't stay that simple. It eventually becomes the name for an angel of destruction, as we've talked about.
Those are not the same thing.
What I mean by that is, in ancient Jewish and Christian texts, the word Abaddon appears to describe an underworld or a hellscape. It wasn't until much later that the Christians turned it into an angel and a demonic entity with he, him pronoun. The biblical term Abaddon simply means place of destruction. So, because this, as I've described, is going to be chaos and all over the place, I am going to structure it differently. I think I structured the Lilith episode the same way. We're structuring it chronologically, and we're going to go through all that stuff as they appear historically, and not necessarily go over traits and then stories. So, to understand Abaddon, we first need to look at the Greek god Apollo for a little bit.
Sure.
You look so confused.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
The words Apollyon, Apollo, and Abaddon are all intertwined. Apollyon translates to the destroyer and refers to the bottomless pit. And we can see the connection of the names between Apollo and Apollyon.
Apollyon sounds a lot closer to Abaddon, for any points of people who wanted to pronounce it that way.
That is very true. So Apollo was first written about in approximately 800 BC. Yeah, you didn't think we were going to talk about Apollo in this episode, did you?
No, I didn't. But what about Abaddon?
Apollyon? We'll get
Yeah, Apollyon.
we're getting there. Okay. So most notably for our argument today, in the Iliad, Apollo is known for causing a 9-day deadly plague.
Yeah, I heard this before.
And in 1533, Cornelius Agrippa makes the connection between these three entities and demons because of these plague-like ailments that Apollo can give and does throughout multiple stories. Are we following that? So we can take this as fact or not. I'm not really sure how strong of an argument it is that Cornelius Agrippa makes connecting these three entities together, but I thought it was at least worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that this is the start of Abaddon. I'm not, because I don't think it is.
Yeah, that sounds like it could have been source material for a thing later. Like, the origin of Queen Mab was very weird as well.
Right, so you gotta understand, Apollo was first written about in approximately 800 BC, and then it isn't until 1533 AD that somebody decides to make the connection between these.
I see.
So, now we'll move forward to another very interesting text from approximately 700 BC. The text/homily is called The Enthronement of Abaddon and is attributed to Timothy of Alexandria. And who is Timothy of Alexandria, you might ask?
I was saying that, yes.
This becomes tricky, as early Coptic popes went by this name. Pop quiz!
Oh boy.
What does Coptic mean? A. Christian, B. Italian, or C. Egyptian?
Italian.
No.
Nah, damn it.
A Coptic pope refers to a supreme leader and patriarch of the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria, which is Egyptian.
Egypt, yeah.
So now we're in Egypt.
Yeah, I should have put that together. It's just the Vatican and everything, I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's someone who's like, a local.
But anyway, so this is the Orthodox Church of Alexandria, not the main line. So,
like an offshoot.
As you can probably guess, Christians do not accept this text as canon.
There's a lot of texts that they don't accept as canon.
They throw a lot out.
Yeah. And the Bible's big, but you should have seen how many books were going to be in it.
So many more. So, in this text, the enthronement of Abaddon, God asks 7 angels to retrieve clay from Eden to create man. All but one refuse because they fear many sins will come from the creation of man.
So hold on, I don't want to interrupt, but this is an interjection. No, I'm sorry. Yes, this is an interjection. No, this is an alternative story to Genesis, and that's why it is...
It is part of Genesis. I think the rest of the text is accepted as this is also happening. You can think of these happening simultaneously.
Oh. Okay, so it's not going to interfere with the other canon. It's still...
Not really, no. I couldn't quite understand if this was a text or a homily that this pope gave.
Oh, that's a big difference.
So, one of those two. They are attributed to one of these popes doing this thing.
Kind of weird to give a homily when you're literally making up lore, but okay.
I mean,
You're the pope.
It was 700 BC. I don't know.
I mean, one of the perks of being a pope is supposedly you have direct communication with God, meaning that all the other bishops and priests and deacons and everybody else below you does not, which I find really funny.
I just like that they also describe the popes at the top as the supreme leader. Mm-hmm. I've heard that before with
Well, they used to be government leaders, basically. Yeah. The church and state were the same for a long time. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know that was a large interjection, but I needed to make sure that I understood.
You can think this is almost just adding more details to Genesis.
Got it. It's the addendum.
Yes. So, the one who retrieves the clay that nobody else wanted to go do.
The angel who retrieves the clay.
Yes, is Muriel, supposedly.
Okay.
And I couldn't find the exact text that said it was Muriel. I was looking at, synopses and things like that.
That's okay.
And so Muriel retrieves the clay and Adam is created.
Okay. That sounds kind of counter to Genesis, though. I thought God directly did this to create Adam in Genesis.
Well, yeah, Muriel just brings God the clay.
Okay.
Then God creates Adam.
Okay.
And Lilith, but that's a whole Actually, I think Lucifer makes Lilith.
This might have thrown off the canon, because I thought angels were crafted after the Genesis' order of everything he did to create Earth.
From my understanding, they were there before Earth was created.
Before even the first day? Before Let There Be Light?
Yes, from my understanding.
Really?
I think. We aren't theologists, don't come after us. I'm just telling you what I've read.
Okay.
So, Adam is created. God commands the angels to bow down to Adam.
Oh.
The first creature refuses to bow down to him. So I gave another pop quiz question. I thought she would
What
get
creature?
the other one.
What creature does not bow? It's a snake.
Yeah. So,
Snakes can't bow.
who or what is the first creature? A, Satan, B, Lilith, or C, a dragon?
Lore-wise, it checks out that it's Lilith, but I think you're just trying to trick me from our other episodes so you can talk about Lilith some more, so I'm gonna go with Satan.
It is Satan.
Good, at least I got one of these quiz questions right.
Satan refuses to bow down, and God commands him to be cast down
You know, it's...
out of heaven.
But he's still completely subservient to God.
Not anymore, I think, after this. I don't know. I'm just reading you the information.
Okay. in this canon.
Okay, so God commands him to be cast down out of heaven.
Right.
But the angels can't do anything due to some scroll. So, like, they can't force Satan to do what they need him to do.
There's some liturgical problems where they're like, oh, hold on, man, you gotta fill out the paperwork. We never actually had an idea of how to fire somebody in this position.
It actually has to do with the Lilith episode, where if you know the name of the angel, they can't do anything against you. Do you remember this in the Lilith episode?
That sounds familiar. Yeah, so that's also
so
really
that's kind
weird.
of what's going on here.
Yeah, so we have to have a divine unnamed human resources department who can actually deal with Satan.
Yeah, absolutely. Satan, still a problem. Law-aligned, still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, Michael casts out Lucifer and casts him down, and Eve is created. And I assume somewhere there is Lilith, but this is an Orthodox text, not a Jewish Hebrew
They're
text.
probably trying to throw Lilith out. Scrubber.
Probably. Most religions try to, except for Judaism. So that's where she reigns supreme.
Because how dare that woman get on top during sex?
And eat babies.
And eat babies. You know, that's also a problem.
A millennial.
A millennial.
Not the word I was trying to
Then
say.
a millennial appeared. I was on the 2000th day. God created the millennial.
A millennia later, Jesus comes down to earth and is crucified, thus humanity is saved from their sins. Blah, blah, blah.
So, well, now you got a creation story where the earth was created in 1000 BC.
Because of that, Satan wants revenge upon humanity. Does not like that Jesus is trying to save humanity.
He also doesn't like that dinosaur bones exist.
No, not about that. So God then appoints Muriel to be the angel of death, or Abaddon, to save the righteous from Satan's punishments.
Muriel is Abaddon.
Yes.
Oh.
And
yeah, you neglected to mention that.
I hadn't got there yet. The text is called The Enthronement of Abaddon. We were getting there.
Yeah, I know, but this was your big reveal, and you're like, oh, by the way, this is Abaddon. It's like, oh, okay.
So, ideally, this is like, Abaddon at this time is like law aligned. So, like,
makes sense. I would hope so.
Abaddon is trying to save souls, being the angel of death, from Satan's hell.
He took a direct order from God to create man and brought him the clay. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's pretty safe that it's law at that point.
So he's still an angel, but now he's the angel of death.
So he just got an unfortunate hand dealt to him.
Yeah. And it is said that Satan fears Abaddon because of his power, and for the most part, Abaddon is also just devoid of emotions. I don't know if Muriel was before this happened, but it is now.
Well, it would help being law-aligned if you're devoid of emotions. But also, so that implies Satan can be killed.
It was said in some texts that Abaddon was destined to cast down Satan and, like, seal him up.
Where?
Completely.
Down?
Down. Everything just says down.
You realize the Earth is a sphere, right?
No, we just keep going down.
What is down? You keep going down, you come out the other side. But what does down mean?
We just go down!
China. He's sealed in China.
Okay, so this is all text from approximately 700 BC. I think I did not write that as personally as Abaddon's creation. He is mentioned in this text and homily from this Orthodox church, but it's not canon, and we don't have many details other than he was given this name.
Isn't it cool that you can literally be the Pope, give a homily, and some theologists come out and say, I'm sorry, that does not fit into the canon?
Okay, yeah, but this is an Egyptian Pope of an Orthodox church.
So it's racism on top of that.
Yeah, it is. Now we move forward to approximately 540 BC, and Abaddon is mentioned in a Hebrew text in Job
Job!
So in Job 28:22, Abaddon is mentioned in a quote. It says, Abaddon and death say with our ears we have heard a report of it, implying that Abaddon has heard the wisdom of God.
It also implies Abaddon is not death.
Yes, but
They
it's the angel of death, but is not death.
So death is like its puppy.
Maybe.
What is death in? What? But either way, it personified death. It's what it just did.
It did. And moving forward a little bit more, Abaddon is mentioned multiple times in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were written in approximately 150 BC to 70 BC.
Mm-hmm.
And the name in this text is typically used for the term for the underworld. So we're going back to using that word as the underworld and hellscape again.
I didn't realize we had any of that in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't know if
you
you guys...
he's mentioned a lot in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to see those. I got to see them in person, and it's actually kind of incredible how people got information out of those.
Looking at the Epic of Gilgamesh, I'm just like, what?
Oh, sure, it's way more legible than that, but... It's still, of course, not written in, common English. But it's still, I could at least recognize characters. It's really small and so delicate. And they found them, in a cave on the edge of a cliff. Someone was, throwing rocks and heard something shatter, went to go check inside, and there was pottery in there. And inside the pottery were these scrolls.
Yeah, I just had to mention the Dead Sea Scrolls. I think they're really cool.
They are really cool.
So I'm counting that as the 540 BC as Abaddon's creation because now we have mentioned the name in the Hebrew text and are personifying the angel of death.
No longer Muriel, which was kind of non-canon.
Which is kind of non-canon, but needed to be mentioned because it sounded like the creation story of Abaddon,
Yeah.
Finally, in the year 95 AD... Abaddon is given his identity as King of the Abyss in the Book of Revelations.
Yeah! Things get crazy.
In Revelations 9:1-11, a star falls from heaven and opens the bottomless pit. A storm comes from the pit, followed by a plague of locusts.
Yes!
He is also tasked with tormenting people for 5 months. And the torture will be so bad, everyone will try to unalive themselves.
So he just, sings Nickelback as loud as he can?
Yeah.
What does he do?
So basically, he can torment anybody he likes, but he must leave the people marked with God alive. Not untortured, just alive.
That's worse!
Which is why people want to unalive themselves.
Oh my god.
He will also take the souls to the Valley of Josaphat, where you have a chance to survive by praying to Abaddon.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You're praying to your tormentor. This definitely isn't healthy.
During this, he aligns himself with Lucifer and Lilith during the war in heaven and becomes a fallen angel. This is in the Book of Revelations during Last Judgment.
Meaning it's a prophecy that this will happen at the end times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So at the moment, in canon, right now, Muriel is Muriel, the Archangel, and is not going to transform into Abaddon until Book of Revelations times.
Correct. Yes. So Abaddon really isn't mentioned much in the canonical Hebrew Bible until the Book of Revelations. But I would like to talk about all the non-canon stuff. I feel like it's important.
Yeah. Okay, so the big transformation, though, is in Revelations, which makes sense, because that's when they smoke in the ayahuasca.
I don't know. They don't have access to ayahuasca here.
I don't know.
That's in the middle of a jungle.
Yeah, it is in the jungle. They would have definitely died before they got to it.
Sorry if you don't know what ayahuasca is. Don't look it up.
Whoa, if you do, you might write Book of Revelations 2.
Just get a shaman with you.
Boogaloo.
Don't do it by yourself, please.
Don't write that, please.
So, I need confirmation because I was trying to write the time frame. You know how I am. We clearly gave an award for the oldest demons and the newest demons.
And we will do it again at the end of season 2.
In the Book of Revelations, he's 95 AD, but then I had him mentioned in Hebrew text in Job in 540 BC. Which one do you consider?
Job.
Job. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going with Job. That's what I wrote was 540 BC, which is not all that old, so I'm sure he will be beaten out.
Beaten off.
Don't say that again.
Mara might be in this season, guys. You don't know.
Now, moving forward to approximately the 1400s. The Greater Key of Solomon is written, and some believe that Moses calls upon Abaddon to summon the plague of locusts.
Moses? So it's just directly Moses' fault. I didn't think it was Moses' direct fault for causing any of the plagues, but I guess he just really do be like that sometimes.
So,
set my people free, or else.
Reading this isn't nearly as long as I thought it was going to be because it's just so comical. I feel like we're not having to backtrack too much. So that's kind of the brief order of events. Abaddon's not showing up again in a new text because, we'll have to deal with him at the end of days, apparently.
Unless you pray to him, and then you have a chance.
Yeah, but then what do you go back to? You don't get lifted up into heaven because now you've prayed to Abaddon, who is in league with Lucifer.
So then what happens to you if you die?
Do you become a demon of Lucifer?
Regardless, you ain't going to heaven. I think that's what she's saying.
Or survive the torments and go to God, who told them to torment you in the first place. So
yeah, right. What a guy.
Could do it again. Man, that your Old Testament is showing just a little bit. If you haven't noticed, I failed to describe any defining physical attributes of Abaddon, other than he's an angel.
Yeah, where's the green gloppy bits and the giant mouth?
I could not find a single original text that gave a physical description.
Or the word abyss.
No, he becomes the king of the abyss in Book of Revelations.
King of the abyss. Because in Revelations he was also still lord over death.
Yes.
Right, so I was still tying that together with...
and then I feel like when he becomes the fallen angel, he becomes the king of the abyss.
I wonder what the abyss is then in Catholic mythology, because it's not hell, right? Is it?
Maybe, because the word Abaddon was used as like a term for a hellscape.
Right.
And the underworld.
I need a priest.
They ain't gonna know this.
Yeah, they're not gonna know that.
So, because there are no physical descriptions I could find, I think just leave it up to anybody's interpretation. Green goop or angel, whatever you want. Take a pick.
Crocodile swordsman or a ninja?
Sure, why not?
All right.
There's no descriptions, just an angel, unless there's a description of Muriel somewhere that I don't know about. But most angels aren't really, defined. They're supposed to be, all cookie cutter, right?
Does he strip, decapitate, and dismember, and then gorge himself on human females?
No.
Okay.
He does torment the living.
Oh, that was a heck of a torment.
But he doesn't kill them unless they're not in line with God.
I'm pretty sure she was law-aligned.
Okay, well, he was in league with Lucifer by this point, so that all checks out, I think.
Okay. Well, but since he's going by the name Abaddon, yeah, that maybe that works.
Maybe in that case. A lot of pop culture will attribute him to having bug-like features, as he is essentially the king of locusts.
Right.
And is usually in a humanoid shape. So, King of Locusts, that's kind of a newer term people have just kind of given him. King of Locusts, King of Abyss, King of Destruction, Destroyer,
yeah, he's the
Underworld.
He's the Destroyer, Hell, Underworld, Abyss, and then everyone's like, you know what? Remember that one time when he summoned some bugs? Yeah, let's make him a bug person.
Well, and that's the thing. I find it really interesting that this just started out as a word, and then it just became personified.
You're making me wish that Abaddon, green goopy one, would have this ability where it would just, clench its teeth and then just bellow out this huge roar with locusts buzzing all over the enemies. Beelzebub has this Lord of the Flies move that can, death flies, that can swarm the opponent's team. And, we have unique attacks. I want to see unique animation for Abaddon.
I wish he did do a locust
I want
attack.
him to barf them.
Because he's very
disgusting.
Closely tied with locusts. Very closely. And locusts are devastating if you have an agricultural-based community, right?
Would you rather him spit the locusts or swallow and inhale people and steal HP and MP?
Spit the locusts because I feel like that's not seen as often as swallowing things.
That's true.
Just because I want to see something different.
That's true. What Teham does, why I mentioned that, the other Abyss demon boss in SMT5 Vengeance, will use her own unique move that is effectively energy drain and just sucks HP and MP from you. It's devastating because she takes a heck of a lot of MP away, but still, that's all it really ends up being. She sucks you into the Abyss.
Which Abaddon design do you like best now?
I still really like the one from 3 where he clips into the ground, but I also am not bothered at all by the one that we commonly see, the green goopy man.
Well, the fact that there is no description of it, I'm just like,
Oh,
whatever.
so it's really just whatever Atlas comes up with, you know? That's fine.
Honestly, I kind of like that it was a fallen angel that doesn't look like an angel. Like, I like that Atlas does that, where they just
changed completely.
And it's not just another humanoid demon, you know?
Yeah, it looks like a slime. You know, you would never expect that to be an angel.
So, Abaddon, as a character and as the name, appear in a lot of pop culture things. So I'm not going to get into every single thing, because there's a lot. And sometimes it's just a name. They just decide to name somebody Abaddon because it means the destroyer or whatever. But I can't wrap up this episode without at least talking about his video game memorable mentions.
Oh yeah, that's the important stuff, am I right?
So, in Castlevania, he is a boss fight.
Okay, which game?
In Dawn of Sorrow and in Portrait of Ruin.
Oh, real? I should have seen him then.
He looks as if Disney were to draw Abaddon as a humanoid locust creature. He kind of reminds me of Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio. We have brought up Pinocchio twice in this episode.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we have 2 nickels. Now, I feel like I need to see this because I could swear I have played. Now, I haven't beaten either of those, but I have absolutely played both of those Castlevania games, and I do not remember fighting Jiminy frickin' Cricket. Jiminy Fricket.
Jiminy Fricket.
It's just a cricket with a magic wand.
Looks like Jiminy Cricket.
He's wearing a coat.
And in
Final Fantasy.
In Final Fantasy VIII, he is a boss, and in Final Fantasy IX, he's a wandering enemy, and he also makes appearances in Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, really? I played the heck out of Crystal Chronicles.
He played, so I think he's just a wandering enemy. In 8, he's some terrifying skeletal tusked insect creature.
Okay.
Really scary
Death
looking.
And locusts. That's actually pretty accurate.
And in 9 and Crystal Chronicles, he's like an aerial chunky bug creature.
Sure, at least he's a bug. You know, so far they're leaning into the bug thing a heck of a lot more than Atlas ever did.
Yeah. For sure. That's why I'm saying, like, a lot of pop culture, he's like king of locusts, so bug all the time. Mm-hmm. He is also in Darksiders, because I never get to mention Darksiders. It makes me a little sad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's like the main antagonist,
He is the main antagonist, and he just kind of looks like a dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude.
Like, evil, angel-y looking dude, I guess, but...
It looks like a demon. Like a generic demon.
Yeah. But I never get to mention Darksiders, which I think is crazy, because I feel like it should come up in, like, every episode.
You would think, but at the same time, it will come up 4 times when we cover the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
So, that was a lot of information to go through. I feel like it didn't come out as long as it went... I'm not saying that.
No. Back it up. That was not okay.
Saying it did not take as long as it felt to research it.
Okay, yeah, sure. That was a lot of research and not a lot of time.
And there were a bunch of other things. He's mentioned in the book of Magus as like the 7th Fury, but I couldn't find much information on that. Other things mentioned about him and Pluto switching places at one point, about Apollyon is the name for that one then, so... I couldn't find as much information.
Basically being Hades, basically being the Lord of the Underworld.
Like Pluto gets cast out and Apollyon replaces him. So I couldn't find as much information backing all of that up, and it just seemed like I was going down another rabbit hole that I did not need to mention as much.
No, it's just more evidence that the Catholic Bible was inspired by all sorts of other stuff at the time. You know, older civilizations, they had all their own mythologies and religions and stuff just morphs and gets stolen and repurposed into other things. That's just naturally what happens with all religions.
Abrahamic just seems so messy. I feel like I need a minimum of 2 weeks to research, if not more, because everyone I've done now, I had to do in this chronological order because it's too messy. There's not... One, I wouldn't have even had a trait section like I normally would, right? Because there's nothing.
I find that weird that there was nothing visual for us to get from this, because Book of Revelations loves saying, like, oh, it had 9 heads and 2,000 wings, and in each of its arms was a crying, decapitated baby. You know, like, insane stuff.
They do like
ayahuasca stuff.
You know? Stop bringing up ayahuasca.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Wow, now you're letting them know it's a drug.
Damn it.
So overall, I feel like I like Abaddon as like this character, like cast out of heaven and revenge and then torments everyone. I don't know. I like it. I'm not the biggest fan of the SMT design. I like it more now that you've talked about it and explained it and
its story
explained
in
its
2.
story.
Like, especially its story in 2. Like, how do you feel about, like, would you think Abaddon would fall for a trick from Michael in order to try and get his angelic status back?
Absolutely, because Michael's the one who's sitting here casting other people out of heaven, being a general jerk.
He is a jerk. He's a jock. Have you seen him in SMT? Look at that guy.
Awful. Well, I get what they were going for. I think I just wanted a slightly more elegant design with it being a fallen angel. You know?
Okay, well, here's another thing. So when you look at Abaddon, the green goopy guy, you got to remember that is his original design, and we stuck with it.
Yeah.
So that's a retro design. That is from 1992.
It was like Mokoi. They were like, we landed on gold here.
Now, they did change it up when he went into 3D, because I'm sure they thought, like, how on earth are we going to animate this goopy guy? He might be a little weird. We want him to work correctly. Like, have you seen the slimes in SMT3? And when I say slimes, I mean, like, Blob and Black Ooze and Slime.
Yeah.
They're all animated differently.
Yeah, I don't like them.
They don't look quite right.
They made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, imagine Abaddon way bigger doing something like that. They try to avoid it. The texture stretching and whatnot.
Okay, but he's back to that look now in SMT5, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, and he's like that in Persona, and I don't think he's ever had a different look in the Persona games. I think he's always just
he's always been green and blobby.
The green and blobby with the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
The very human square teeth.
I don't think he was in Persona 1 and 2, I'm not positive, but he has been in a lot of games.
So, Abrahamic, I think, can be the most messiest thing that we have to follow, because think, I'm doing Rongda. It's only in Balinese. I just have to look at Balinese. I got it all right there.
Yeah, that'll be easy. Who do you think we're going to cover for the Balinese episode? Yeah, well...
There's only 2 demons!
That isn't true, but there are still, some of them, like I said, there's not too many demons that we're going to have to choose between. Like I said, we're going to have Inuit as one of them, so some of these demons...
one demon?
It's almost one. Yeah, but it's almost one.
Almost one.
It's
half of one.
It's one that I feel like this should have shown up more, but yeah, it's going to be a short episode, which kind of works out because it'll have our season finale award show at the end of it.
Can we just throw like some cold ones and say they're Inuit?
Oh my gosh, so many people would be so offended by that. No. Cold ones? What is that, Jack Frost?
Yeah, Inuit.
No!
I'm pretty sure he's European.
He is European.
Hee-ho. We have not talked about Jack Frost. We are in season 2, and we have not talked about Jack Frost or Pixie.
There's a lot of basic, obvious demons.
We talked about Jack-o'-lantern.
We did, yeah.
And Cerberus and Angel.
We'll try and cover a lot of the stuff as we, the big demons you would expect us to have covered by now, and we covered Shieshi instead.
Oh, yeah, because it was X.
Yep.
Yeah, that's X, remember, guys?
That was X.
We gotta go back to China
X
again,
makes
don't we?
I watched Sesame Street, and X makes the shh sound.
Well, not in Chinese, it doesn't.
Well, anyway, be sure to tune into the next episode where we will summon a new demon from Africa. Let us know your favorite demon from Africa and what you thought of this episode. We would love to hear from you. You can find me online at HamsterBomb on YouTube, where I host a long list of Let's Plays, reviews, and live streams. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care not to let the demons possess you while you sleep. And we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
A new theme song that I don't know. I haven't picked. I don't
just
know
use the
what
same one.
it is.
Use the same one. I like it.
The same old song. The one before. It played again.
This is the theme at the end.
This theme song.